Do not get married. Don't get married. Don't get married if you are not prepared to be faithful. Don't get married if you don't have your finances in alignment. Don't get married if you have not dealt with your childhood trauma. If you have not dealt with these things, you are not ready for marriage. I don't care if you had 6 weeks of marital counseling. Did they deal with the things that are in your family foundations? Did they deal with the fact that your grandfather and your father and your mother all cheated on their relationships? Did they deal with the fact that there's a poverty mindset in your family? Don't get married if you have not dealt with these matters. You're going to make your spouse's life a living hell. And if you have children, God help them. The trauma they're going to face from the dysfunction that you and your partner create, it's going to be challenging for those children. So if you plan to have children, I urge you, don't get married if you don't have yourself emotionally, financially, spiritually ready. Do not get married because you are going to create a hell-like situation in your home. Don't get married. Why am I so adamant? Because family is the foundation of life. And if you create a faulty foundation, then you bring instability into your home, into your children's lives. Many people get married and they have extramarital affairs. And that destabilizes the home, not only on the physical, but the spiritual patterns that are formed impact the next generation and the next generation until somebody stands up and say, you know what, enough is enough. So if you plan to have a successful marriage, work on your family foundations. My name is Julia Yolanda, and I am a coach, and I'm passionate about helping people heal so that they can build a new family foundation and start unlocking the family blessings as opposed to perpetuating the family dysfunction. Families are hurting. I've seen it firsthand. I have seen the patterns of dysfunction. And you know who it hits the most? It hits children the most. People think, well, you know, I'm going to move on with my life. I can do what I feel like, you know. But if you ever get married and your marriage breaks up, I encourage you to heal so that you can help your children heal. Because children, nobody can determine how a family breakup is going to impact children. Every child is different. Every circumstance is different. And what happens when families break down? It creates instability. A family is supposed to be a stable, safe space for a child. But when a child has only known a mother and a father, born into a family where the parents are together, and then the family breaks up, it creates all kinds of instability. Like I said, you as a person, as an adult, as a parent, you cannot determine how that is going to play out with your child. So for the love of God, if you are planning to get married, make sure you get yourself sorted out emotionally, financially. Deal with your family foundations, deal with those matters, because it's going to impact your children adversely. Not only does a breakup impact a husband and a wife, but it impacts the children. Children growing up, seeing their parents together, and then they're like, well, why did this have to happen to my family? Why did this have to happen to me? Why did my mom or my dad leave me? Because children don't see it as dad or mom left dad or mom. They see it as dad or mom left the family, destroyed the family, created problems. And this is not about blaming their parents. This is about this is the child's experience. And sometimes it's hard to hear children talking about how breakups impact them, because the parents think it's about them. It's about we are not jiving anymore. We don't love each other anymore. All of that. And you know, that's their side. But the impact of the children, I'm not telling anybody stay together for children, but what I'm saying to you is, if you want to create a stable environment for present or future children, work on yourself, your emotional health, the financial health, relationship health, because those things spill out on the children whether you like it or not. The impact that it has on the children, whether you like it or not, is adverse, and the children then now have to figure out, how do I live my life when my mommy and daddy are not functioning, when my mommy and daddy are no longer together, when I have to split my time now during the week with my mommy and on the weekends with my daddy, or during the week with my daddy and on the weekends with my mommy. Now they can't come home and relax on the weekends. Now they gotta pack up and go somewhere else. All of these are things that impact children, and people seem to think that children, oh, they're children, they don't understand. They understand very well. Children, look, if you want honesty, talk to children. Sometimes the honesty that children tell us we can't handle, because we are focused on us. So if you are a parent out there and you have broken up with your partner, and you have the children sometimes, or whatever your dynamic is, and children are involved, get therapy, get counseling, get healing, and sit and listen to your children on the impact of the decisions that you have made. As parents, we make decisions and we do not think about how they're going to impact the children. All we think about is our self-gratification. I don't want to be with this person anymore. I don't love them anymore. I see somebody else, they make me feel better, I gone. That's how we think, because we're selfish and self-centered, right? But when you plan to marry some person and you plan to have children, you can no longer think only of yourself. You have to think about the impact that it is making on those children. And also you look back at your family foundations. Were there patterns of deception and divisiveness and infidelity? Who is going to say, I'm going to stop this for the next generation? Somebody has to say, I'm going to stop this, because we keep repeating cycles of defeat, and then we wonder why our lives are not successful. So I want to say to you, don't get married. As I began, I will end. Do not get married if you do not intend to work on yourself. Do not get involved in a meaningful relationship if you do not deal with the childhood trauma, because it is the mommy wounds and the daddy wounds that cause you to abuse your partner. Sometimes people are fighting their spouses, but in actuality, their spouses, unbeknownst to them, sometimes are triggering what mommy and daddy did, and so they decide, no, my mommy and my daddy ain't gonna do this to me again. I'm a grown up now, and so they abuse their spouses, abuse their girlfriend, boyfriend. So please, for the love of God, get help so that you can heal, so that you can help your children heal and move on to have a more successful life. Again, my name is Coach Julia Yolanda, and I am here for anybody that wants to start the conversation of how can I heal and move forward so that my life can be healthy and the life of my family can begin to unlock the blessings of God instead of the generational patterns that are negative. I wish you well.